I work the night shift at a small hospital. There's one patient who never leaves. I've worked the night shift at Pine Ridge Community Hospital for a few months now. It's a small hospital, maybe 30 beds total, mostly older patients, a few chronic care cases, and the occasional overnight admission. It's boring work, mostly checking vitals and walking the empty halls, but there's one patient that makes every shift feel like a nightmare I can't wake up from. The staff warns me about him in hushed tones. You don't need to bother him. He doesn't leave, and he doesn't like to be disturbed. The night nurse said the first night I started. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. On my first shift, I noticed room 217 at the far end of the west wing, the hall where the lights always flicker. The door was cracked open, a dim light spilling into the hallway. No other room looked like that. Most patients slept or wandered, but he was always there. His name was Henry Aldridge. The chart said paranoia and severe amnesia, admitted months ago. But something about him felt wrong. That first night, he sat on the bed, staring at the wall as if he could see through it. I cleared my throat. He didn't flinch. "Mr. Aldridge?" I said. He slowly turned his head, his eyes empty, dark, unhuman. "You shouldn't be here," he whispered, then smiled, a small twitch that sent a shiver down my spine. I left and didn't check again until my next round. Night shifts at Pine Ridge are quiet, almost too quiet. You can hear your own heartbeat over the hum of the fluorescent lights. Sometimes, when I walk the hallways, I hear footsteps behind me, slow, deliberate. But when I turn around, nothing. The cameras never show anyone, and even the other staff start to avoid room 217. "Don't go near him after midnight," one nurse said, giving me a serious look. "Some things you can't fix." I started noticing small things. Machines in the hall would beep, but when I checked, the patient beds were empty. Doors that I'd locked earlier were sometimes open. The smell of disinfectant and something else, something metallic, like blood. I began keeping track. Every night, no matter what, Henry Aldridge is awake, watching, waiting. And sometimes I swear he moves. Closer. One night I left the hallway and went to the break room for coffee. When I returned, the door to room 217 was closed. I knocked lightly. No answer. I pushed it open. He was standing in the middle of the room. Not in bed. Standing. I froze. "You shouldn't see me like this," he said. His voice was low, almost a growl. And then he smiled again. I don't remember how I got out of that room. I just know I ran to the nurse's station and tried to act normal for the rest of the night. Something else is wrong. His admission date. It never changes. I've checked the chart every night. It's always the same date, the night I started working here. I asked the nurse once about it. She just shrugged. "We stopped updating it. Don't worry about it." But I do worry about it. Because sometimes, when I scroll back through the old logs, I see entries about him from years ago. And not just years, decades. Some of the handwriting isn't even the same as the hospital's. It's jagged, strange, almost like it wasn't human. I've started seeing him outside the room. Once, I swear I saw him sitting in the waiting area, watching me from across the lobby. Another time, I saw him in the stairwell, leaning on the railing. The weird part? The doors were locked. The cameras didn't show him moving. Other nights, the lights flicker and I hear whispers. Not just any whispers, my name. A. Don't look. And sometimes, late at night, when the hospital is empty, I hear laughter. Hollow, wet laughter coming from room 217. Tonight I had to check on him again. I tried to psych myself up, told myself it's just a patient. But when I walked down the hallway, the lights were dimmer than usual. I reached room 217 and the door was closed. I knocked. No answer. I opened it. The bed was empty. Then I felt it. A cold breeze against my neck. I turned slowly. He was standing in the corner, almost blending with the shadows. Pale, thin, eyes dark and hollow. His hospital gown hung like wet cloth, and his grin was wider than ever. "You don't belong here anymore," he whispered, and the lights went out. I don't know how I got back to the nurses' station. I don't know how I typed this, but I know I can't leave. Because tonight, he whispered again, right into my ear, "You never leave."